It is a position all too familiar to the Los Angeles Dodgers, winners of the National League West. They did it on September 13th of 2022 and then went on to the Division Series to get bounced by the San Diego Padres. How does that not happen again? The man in charge lets us know. Andrew Friedman, president of baseball operations for the Los Angeles Dodgers, joining me now. Andrew, always great to see you. Always appreciate your time. Let's talk about the infield first, shall we? Gavin Lux, I hated to hear the news. Torn ACL, sprained LCL. How do you maneuver this infield as of now?
Yeah, obviously the Lux injury was devastating for everyone, just as much for the Dodgers, but him personally. Just seeing how hard he worked this offseason to put himself in a position to come in and take over the shortstop job for us. Really, really tough. But, for us, that was a big driver when we acquired Miguel Rojas. Things happened. We didn't know when or what. But he's going to really stabilize our infield. Chris Taylor's probably going to play more infield than we had originally intended. But it opened some things up for us. Coming into spring training, our position player group was fairly locked down. Now it's less so. And so for us, it's about figuring out, the right kind of profile and what fits in with our existing group. And, that's what we're spending a lot of time on right now.
And let's be clear, Miguel Rojas is a very good defensive shortstop. In fact, Clayton Kershaw would have a perfect game had it not been for the error back in 2014 at third base. How much more does this signing loom large for you guys, considering how versatile Miguel can be, until you can really figure it out and make sure that you have some other guys that can take that spot as well?
Yeah, we feel really good about Miguel playing a lot of shortstop. He is an incredibly gifted defender who is going to add a lot of stability to our infield defense, and very professional hitter in the box, and can really handle lefties, and just really knows how to play the game. And so I think he's going to play a lot, and we feel really good about that. And so I think with the scarcity at the shortstop position in general, CT and Rojas allow us to not have to be focused exclusively on a shortstop. And, we can look at different potential fits, and, we're spending a lot of time on that. And we'll continue to do that over the next few weeks.
It's always a domino effect, Andrew. You know better than anybody else. With the injury to Lux, Rojas plays short. You got Chris Taylor in the mix as well now in the infield. Does it make it more of a possibility that Jason Heyward breaks camp with you guys?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident he will. He has, from the time he signed with us to now, has poured himself into our hitting guys, and his swing looks really good right now. And what he adds in the clubhouse has been incredible as well. Obviously, the kind of defender he is. And so, we think he's going to play quite a role for us this year.
And Freddie Freeman said you guys are going to see why he was a top pick when he was. You mentioned his swing looks really good. Freddie said he unlocked something. What have you noticed about him at the plate?
It's quieter. It's a more simple swing, obviously. He can really leverage a baseball, so it's about putting his body in position to be able to do that more often than not. I think getting rid of the shift is going to help him as well. But even more than that, I think the way he is impacting balls, and the way he is getting the ball off the ground more, I think it's going to lead to some pretty exciting things. And so exactly how and where he'll play and how much, I think, is still up in the air. But, we expect him to impact our club on the field and also off the field.
And Mookie Betts figures to be in right field, but do you have to convince him he's really not a second baseman? Andrew, I know that he's been taking some time over there, and I know he's been asking you to play second for some time, but he's the right fielder, right? He has a lot of ground to cover.
He is really good out there. That being said, he, even when playing right field exclusively, takes balls at second base or in the infield every day, just to kind of continue to activate his hands, and it's just part of his routine. And he's pretty good over there too, but he's probably the best right fielder in the world. And so, he will feature prominently in right field. It doesn't mean we won't get him into second some, but he is going to play a lot of right field.
Yeah, there is literally nothing that Mookie Betts cannot do when it comes to sports. Okay, couple more questions before I let you go, Andrew. First, I want to ask you about your closer. Obviously, Kenley Jansen is gone now. We know that. You have no desire really to maybe make that decision as to who it always is in the ninth, but who are the candidates?
I think we've got a really good deep bullpen, and the most important question for me is, do we have a good enough bullpen? And we believe we do, and we have a lot of guys that we feel like can get high leverage outs. And so between Evan Phillips, Daniel Hudson, Vesia, Ferg, Almonte, we've got Gratterall. We've got a lot of guys that we feel like can get really important outs, and exactly how that gets configured, we'll take the rest of the spring and debate. And the most important thing is that our guys are in the right headspace to have success. So whatever that means, we'll continue to keep our finger on the pulse of and continue to do everything we can to put them in the best position to hold leads throughout the backside of a game.
All right, last question for you, Andrew. Walker Buehler, I saw him throwing he's playing catch about 60 feet. How is he doing? If you ask Walker, he's ready to come back tomorrow. How is he doing, and what's the timetable in your mind?
I'm not sure what the timetable is. I know that he has been working really hard. I know, like you said, he is itching to get back tomorrow. But, he's been through this before, and so I think he gets it as well. And we're just going to continue to take each phase of the rehab and be thoughtful about it and get him back to stay back. And so whenever that is, we'll make that decision. But I know in his mind, he wants to get back this year and pitch near the end of the year and be a weapon for us in October, and we'll see what happens.
All right, Andrew Friedman, President of Baseball Operations for the Dodgers. As always, we appreciate it.
Thank you.